the day after the Met Gala green carpet. Let's talk about it. What's up, cookies? Welcome back. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Carolyn Gray. My channel is all about fashion, lifestyle. We like to get a good old kiki and giggle together. And I hope that when you watch anything that I create, you get to escape from whatever things that are holding the mind and heart down. So let's escape for a while and talk about the Met Gala fashion. Well, is it fashion? Is it glam? Is it, what the fuck is that? Let's talk about it. So listen, 2024 Met Gala, we've known about the theme for quite some time. So every year the Met throws this gala together to raise money for it. The fashion exhibit, the theme is Sleeping Beauties, the reawakening of fashion. There are so many different pieces that are incorporated into this exhibit that are so fragile that they cannot even be reworn at this point. A few of the people that were attending the event last night did see the exhibit ahead of time and said, you know, it was a lot of European designers, which they were not surprised about, but it did show how much it lacked people of color within the exhibit. So, you know, while I'm not surprised, of course, it's disappointing. There's many things going on in the world right now, but you know what? The show will go on despite how we feel. But that was the theme of the exhibit, and the dress code, which is what we are talking about right now, was Garden of Time. So for me, what I expect that to be is florals for spring. Groundbreaking. Yeah. But also I had an instant flashback to like the Hunger Games when I thought of this theme and how it could be like perceived and processed. And I really was like, you know what? We're about to see how all the districts understand what they naturally are made of, and where is the La Roaches of the fashion industry, aka Senna, aka Lenny Kravitz, who styled Katniss for her District 12 and did amazingly and even died over the love of fashion and revolution. So immediately I'm like, oh my God, Garden of Time, this is very natural, very beautiful. All the elements are involved. So I immediately was like, oh my God, this is going to be the Hunger Games. So the Garden of Time is actually inspired by J.G. Ballard, 1962 short story in which Count Axel and his wife live and listen to Mozart in a magnificent villa surrounded by a garden of crystal flowers as an angry and unruly army advances upon them. To keep the approaching rabble at bay, Axel must turn back time by plucking the flowers one by one until they are all gone and there's no time left. So when I hear that is the inspiration, I'm thinking all the elements of nature, glass, sand, trees, all types of florals, bugs, even the dark parts of our nature, even sea, water, coral reef, all the elements involved, and even watches, time clocks, something with a time stamp on it too, because Garden of Time. If it were me, I feel like I would have done something that had highlighted global warming, fire, and ice or glass. I don't know. But the host of this year that worked alongside Anna Wintour to plan this whole thing, this whole shebang, the committee included Bad Bunny, who honestly, he ate. That outfit ate. And his tushy is a table. Didn't see that coming, but he eats. He knows, he gets fashion. He's a fashion guy. Zendaya, who... she is mother. She's been throwing it down ever since she and La Roche became a unit, and forever stylish, forever a mother. J-Lo, which I was kind of surprised. J-Lo's been very busy lately with her own music, her shows, short story video. She's been doing like long form video. Very interesting concept she's had for the last couple of months, but she was on the committee as well. Her outfit was nice. But I feel like her and Emily, what's her name? Emrata is her name on Instagram. Emily, she's a supermodel. But we've seen these looks before. It was Schiaparelli that J-Lo was wearing. It didn't look like Schiaparelli. I felt like the jewels clashed with the outfit. But she knows how to turn a look. She knows how to look pretty, beautiful, stunning. But it was nice. It was nice. It was a nice dress. It wasn't giving Schiaparelli though. And then Chris Hemsworth, which I'm just like, that's how you and your wife gonna come here with those black shoes. It was just a very basic look. It had nothing for the dress code or theme. Because he swear he's Prince Charming, so he just thought if I arrive, Sleeping Beauty, there's a theme. No, Chris, you failed. Anyway, like I said, when I think of the dress code, I'm thinking florals. I'm thinking natural elements, ice, even Disney characters within this space. Because Sleeping Beauty, reawakening, fashion, I don't know. And tree bark, bugs, snakes, all the things. Just a forest filled of whimsical and sometimes dark elements of beauty. What's that movie called? Maleficent? With Angelina Jolie. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I'm thinking stuff like that. So let's get into the best looks that got the theme locked down that night. Some that didn't. And some that were just overall appreciated, even though I don't think they comprehended the theme or they just didn't give a shit about the theme. And that's okay too. Let's talk about it. So let's get into the top 10 yes ma'ams. There might be an extra here or there. I don't know. There might be more than 10. Number one for me, and I was like, who is this woman? Everybody was like, who's that girl? Who's that girl? Her stylist was La Roche. And I think La Roche only had her and Zendaya this night. But Mona Patel. Oh my God. As soon as she arrived and was on the stream, I said, who is this beautiful woman? What is this dress? The arms were moving, the butterflies or whatever they were supposed to do were just mechanically moving so slowly and so, it was like a fantasy dress. If I would wear anything for this event, for this theme and dress code, it would be this dress. Mona Patel knocked it out the mother freaking park. Whoever she is, whatever she does, I'm on it now. I want to know everything. That dress, and I'll put up the designer's name up. Stunning. 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 La Roche ate that. And you know what? I really love it even more because like his focus has only been Zendaya since he's taken a step back from what he was doing before in the fashion industry. And for him to put Mona in that breathtaking piece and still knock it out the park with Zendaya's looks, I love that. He is a true stylist and image architect. Yes, he is. Now, then it was Zendaya. And Zendaya's 2 for 1. Now, I didn't think her blue look looked great in regular photo. In movement, it was everything. That Pat McGrath look, the John Galliano, yes, 8, yes. But it was not that great on photos. Still photos, it was just like, ooh. But in movement, it was a show. And then the second look, when she walked the green carpet again, stunning. That Alexander McQueen floral hat, beautiful. And I was just like, ooh, is this a competition with another lady that I'll mention later on in this list? But like, black on black, whatever, darling, it's gorgeous. But you know what? It says to me, because these designers that are in the exhibit are so European, gotta give it an all black look with a black girl. Anyway, next on the list, Tyla. For her to have her first Met Gala and to be dressed by Balmain in this molded gown made out of sand. She had to be carried up the stairs. And you know what? With all the things going on in the world, I know that shit looks crazy, so extra, ridiculous. I know some people didn't get it, but it is for the love of fashion, for the love of the look, for the love of the commitment to the look. She looked like a sand queen. She looked like a villain from the Little Mermaid, a sand dust queen. I mean, I would have maybe liked her hair a little bit closer to her head, but honestly, it was perfection. Then her sand time bottle, Olivier's shirt underneath his tux was basically a mold of his face in the sand because he felt like he was the moment. I'm not mad at it either, but Tyler looks stunning. I'm so happy for her. The debut album, doing lovely. She just was so excited, so happy, so humble. She looks stunning. That dress, amazing. Greta Lee for Loewe and Taylor Russell for Loewe. For me, this is also a 2-for-1 because it was for the same brand. And Ariana Grande was also dressed by Loewe in the mother of pearl look, but I didn't like it. Was all right. But Taylor and Greta with the wooden bodice, drop waist, drape of a skirt. Greta's shield, sheer floral. I mean, she probably couldn't eat or drink normal. She probably spilled within the dress later on that night. But either way, the hair, the makeup, the dress, Jonathan Anderson killed those looks. They looked amazing. Taylor Russell has been the face of the brand for a while now. And honestly, she just eats every look every time. I mean, it is crazy to me how good these girls look in those Loewe gowns. They were beautiful and very on theme. Everything that I'm listing right now is what I feel was stunning, on theme. Hair, makeup, accessories, everything was very much aligned. The next person on my list, Coleman Domingo, who wore Willie. Oh my God, I'll put up the name. It's escaping me right now. But his inspirations were Chadwick Boseman and Andre Leon Talley. And I think he did just that. I love the fact that he came carrying calla lilies. That's my favorite flower. He was just a calla lily all in itself, wrapped up in a beautiful white fit. I felt like the material was amazing. The fit was amazing. The structure was amazing. I even liked the little eyeshadow that he put on. I thought he was going, and he's just so regal. Like, he's just a king. And I can't get over it. I thought he looked stunning. Coleman, forever. Oh my God. Who was that? Now, this, you guys might actually want to fight me on because there were some comments. And I'm actually going to get to a couple of things that people asked me within my Instagram subscription group chat where they asked me how I felt about this. But Queen Latifah's look for Tom Brown. More in movement, it looked beautiful. On pictures, I think it felt a little flat, but it's really hard. With Tom Brown looks, it's a lot of fabric. It's a lot of drama. So it's very hard to photograph in still photos, but in movement, I think she looked stunning. Her makeup was gorgeous. She looked gorgeous. She looked happy. I will get to the hair later in this video, okay? But I thought her look was beautiful. I loved when she arrived. I think Queen Latifah is very beautiful, and I feel like she gets off when she needs to in the fashion space. Like, I feel like she was very confident in her look. Tom Brown did what I love, the floral on her dress. I love the jacket, all the things. So I actually think Queen Latifah deserves to be on my list. Kerry Washington in Oscar de la Renta, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful gown. Purple. I felt like we didn't see a lot of this color anyway, so she really stood out. The dress fit her so beautifully, was so elegant. The hair takes it down like to a 9 though. So that wig, now that I'm thinking about it, it was almost perfect. Anyway, stunning though. That dress was gorgeous. She looked amazing. Y'all might also fight on me with this one. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, I'm sorry. She eats every Met Gala. The only one that I was just like, what is this? Was unfortunately when she was pregnant and she had that gown, I think also from Balenciaga. But she was dressed Maison Margiela. And everyone's just like, oh my God, what is up with this gray sweater? Did y'all forget the Maison Margiela collection that was done earlier this year where Pat McGrath did all the porcelain glass beauty? Guys, that was exactly what was happening on that runway. So it was a direct inspiration from that show, but the way that the skirt was created, even like the little chains hanging off on the side of her hips, I thought it was gorgeous. And yes, people are like, it's so unrealistic how small her waist is. Yes. Yes, I know. Oh my God. Can y'all stop being so rigid about certain things? It's fashion. She can't breathe. It's her decision to not breathe like that. But also a direct inspiration from the show. The show was nothing but that. Even the men in that collection had no waist at all. It is just an exaggeration of fashion. And I think that she ate. And honestly, had she wore her hair very similar to the runway show, I think she would have looked, I wouldn't have liked the hair at all on her. I think her hair looked like it's already screaming for help as it is. But I felt like the hair actually went really well. And she went with the whole drama of holding the sweater of it all, just like the runway show. So if y'all are upset about it, go back and look at the runway show and see how it actually aligns with the designer's like thought process of it. But the dress, the skirt, the corset, oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. She's on my tops list. Nicole Kidman, what was that? Vintage Balenciaga? I think so. She looks stunning. I love that dress. She looks like she puts herself in like a glass dome and sleeps overnight. But I thought she looked gorgeous. She's definitely on my tops list. Yes, ma'ams. Yeah, she ate. She ate. She looked gorgeous. I can't get over it. Next on my list, so Cardi B. While I felt like there were some parts of the fit that were like the fit around her waist was a little off, the drama of it all. A black rose. She said, I'm a black rose that came from the motherfucking concrete. Like the last one to arrive. You know, and then the fact that she wore her head wrap so high up, to me was very black, African, like queen, goddess. That's how my grandmother used to wear her locks up that high. So for me, it was just like a, yeah, what you said. That's how I felt about the look. But it was all the drama. And she's always done that ever since her first collection. I mean, her first Met Gala. And I forget her, what's her stylist name? Did I write it down? Her stylist, I just started following him. Her and her stylist have a really great relationship. And I love how he commits every Met Gala for this woman. Like it really pays off. So I thought she looked stunning. The makeup, the hair, the headdress, everything. Elle Fanning in that glass looking dress, glass skin, the body was bodying. I don't know who made her dress. I'll put it up on the screen, but like she looked gorgeous. She looked like a Disney princess. I felt she was very on theme with the elements, the iciness, the glassiness of it. She looked so beautiful. And Mindy Kaling, usually I don't like her looks, but this year she really embodied the theme. She looked so happy in it. I know she loves fashion so much. I really feel like this one hit it out the park. I feel like a lot of people could not really do that type of dress. They would have gotten eaten up in it, but she stood out in it. The back of the dress was lovely. Her hair and makeup was on point, not too much, not too little. She looked amazing. So those are my top 10. Yes, ma'ams. I think it was more than 10. I don't know, child. But let's get into the top 10 to 13. What the fuck is that? Dua Lipa. Dotted lace, corset, feathers. What was this, Marc Jacobs? This was a big miss. Like, I don't know where this was just, you didn't read the directions. You showed up. And you know what's crazy? Dua Lipa actually, she can dress. The girl looks good most of the time. This was MTV VMA Awards. Whatever. Lizzo. I've yet to see the real, like all the story behind the look. What I understand, they are dried petals in between the fabric that made it. She looked like a budding tulip something. And her stylist actually does really well with her looks most of the time too. I just feel like it wasn't. She looked a little. She looked like she was overwhelmed in the dress, and the dress felt underwhelming. I don't think it would have looked good on anyone, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like this was a miss. And not a miss of the theme, but just like a miss of the fit of the dress and how it read on camera. And that makes me sad. It just looked odd. It looked odd. I don't know. All the girls that were dressed in Chloe. Zoe Saldana. Oh my God. Like, yes, the collection was amazing. The runway show was stunning. We can't wait to see all that stuff hit the sales floor come fall. Yes, girl, we all want the over-the-knee boots. But for the Met Gala, no, this was not it. They were more on theme for like a 70s Sonny and Cher moment. Like, this was not giving at all. Like, they looked beautiful in their dresses. They looked stunning. But like, especially Zoe felt flat. Like, the whole look felt flat. Her hair looked crazy. Her makeup just wasn't done right. It just looked like they were a last minute invitation and they were already at dinner down the block and didn't have time to change. That's what it was giving. Anyone that Balenciaga dressed, like the new Balenciaga, this aluminum foil situation, someone said that looked like the aluminum foil that when you rip off too much and that's the excess that you put to the side. That's what she looked like. That's what Michelle looked like. Serena, we talked about this last year. Serena Williams, I really do not appreciate how her stylist handles her looks. I feel like she needs to take off 2 to 3 things before leaving the house when she styles Serena. The dress itself looked great on her. All right, the metals, those types of elements are part of the theme. I get it. But her makeup was good. Her makeup was good. The hair was good. But the gloves, the black tights, the black pumps, the jewelry, it was just way too much. Like, it is overwhelming. Sometimes when I see some of Serena's looks, I'm just like, this is too much going on her body. Like, this, soften it up, lighten it up, ease it up. Take 2 to 3 things off before leaving the house. And I'm sick of Balenciaga. I'm sick of Denma. The same looks, boy. Like, what are you doing? There's no effort. I felt like there was no effort in either of the Balenciaga new age looks. The Balenciaga that was on Nicole Kidman, and that's different. But the new stuff, oh my God. But there were some like images of Serena where I was like, ooh, I love this makeup. The close-up of the makeup, very lovely. But like the overall look, it was a big miss. Jenny Ruby Jane, I think that's how we say her name. And Alaya, nice blue color. Maybe the element of water was her inspiration. Okay, girl, like, no. The fuck is this? What is that for the Met Gala? What is that, girl? Actually, was really upset because it was Alaya. Like, I would have expected a little bit more from Alaya for that. Rita Ora and Marnie and like these ancient stones. Her and her husband as a pair. There's something about them that just get on my nerves. But I don't understand. Now, this is her umpteenth time going to the Met Gala. She never serves a turn to look. She looked crazy. I didn't like it at all. It looked uncomfortable. And honestly, something about the stockings that she wore throughout her whole body, something about it felt wrong. Something about it felt wrong to me. I felt like she looked like one of those wall hangings or the door hangings that you put in your house and you open it and it makes those little wood bead clashing sounds, or the glass, like, you know, she looked like one of them hanging things. I don't know why they keep inviting this girl. Everybody that was styled by Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy, the theme. Tommy, the theme. You are not the theme, Tommy Hilfiger. No one cares, Tommy. Well, the one lady that he dressed, looked like Little Red Riding Hood in a cream coat. But still, it wasn't hitting. And those poor boys, the only reasons why they were even at the Met or invited to the Met was because Tommy Hilfiger had them come with him. And that's what they showed up in. I feel bad because it was their first experience at the Met. You know, they're not from here. And then they pull up in those regular ass outfits. Americana. Not the theme, Tommy. You wrong for that. Ralph would have got it. Anyway, I already mentioned Chris Hemsworth. Like, what were we doing? Gwendolyn, she was actually dressed by Maison Margiela also. She was in the actual runway show. Her outfit looked drab. It was whack. Yes, she wore the same hair from the show. She is a tall glass of water, though. Oh my gosh, she's an Amazon. Oh my God, Glamazon Amazon woman. But the look was stale. It gave nothing. I want those shoes, though. They keep posting these advertisements for these Maison Margiela and Christian Louboutin collaboration heels, talking about they're not going to make them. Then why you keep putting them on the marketing ads? It's actually really annoying. Donald Glover. Pass the please. No. Who is his stylist? It is really like that suit looked so ill-fitting. The grooming of him with the no, none of it worked. I wanted him to go home immediately seeing him on the carpet. I said, what is that? That makes no sense. Someone posted, I think, what's her name? President Kennedy posted that he looked like Frank from Moesha. Exactly. Big miss. There was no reason for it. Sarah Paulson and Prada. The bows. You look like one of their perfumes in a gift set. Nothing to do with the theme. Girl, it's a mess. Go home. Barry, I don't know if I'm saying his last name correctly. Barry Keoghan. A lot of the roles that he's played so far are very sinister. He's an amazing actor. This Willy Wonka outfit, though? No. What are you, a keeper of the forest? I don't see it. But he's a very good actor. He is terrifying. Anyway, and lastly, I am sick of her shit. I know a lot of people love the unseriousness of this woman and how she does things, but I do not. Doja Cat gets on my last nerve. For Vetements, her first look was a towel in front of the hotel. She looked like she was wearing an IKEA towel. Number one, those stripper shoes are getting on my last nerve, okay? Then she showed up, same shoes, but with a wet t-shirt dress at the carpet. She said her theme was the use and overuse of a natural element, which was, or natural, a flower, the oldest flower we use, cotton. Cotton. You pick cotton and then you wet it. I want to know if they had to keep wetting her throughout the night or the material just looked like that, because I've seen a few things that are just, they are like a plastic t-shirt that looks like a wet t-shirt. Either way, cotton. Bald-headed scallywag. I am sick of Doja. I'm sick of it. She's a joke and not a funny one. And now on to my list of you're appreciated, but like, girl, what? Keke Palmer. 8 it down, mama. Yes. The body yaddy. Whatever you like. Ow, ow, ow. It's giving Coming to America. Full stop. I don't know what her inspiration was. I didn't hear an interview with her. I don't know. She looked good. But like, girl, what theme is this? Fool's Gold? I don't know. Divine. Oh my God. Zach Posen did her gown, Gap Couture denim dress. She looked great. She looked great. Had nothing to do with the theme, but we appreciate it because she ate that down. I'm very excited to see what Zach does with Gap from this moment. Ayo Edebiri for Loewe. I appreciated this dress, but I also didn't like how much side boob it had because it also looked like it didn't fit her on the sides. So it didn't really look like intentional side boob. But she's a fashion girl. She really is. She loves fashion. She loves Loewe, so it's a good pairing. But I thought it was pretty and very on point with the theme, but the fit was off. And I'm mad with Jonathan Anderson with that. I don't think that was intentional because it didn't look intentional. Cola, I don't know who this person is, but I love their look. I really did. What is this? I loved it. I don't know, like, I don't know who that person is. Part of the theme there. But I love how he looked in this picture. I'm sorry, why is it? It's just comical to me. Like, anyway, loved his look. Little Nas X and Luar. I don't know what theme. So as I'm editing this, I'm a little frustrated because when I created the video versus as I'm editing, there's a lot more information. There's some more looks that we got to see that I didn't know even happened or graced the carpet until later this day. But Jodie Turner-Smith, stunning. Who else? Janelle Monáe. I did see the look. I forgot to include her. Usually I don't like her looks, but she ate. Aria NYC, they, even with the little sequins dropping from her hair, that was gorgeous, everything. Because some accessories really completely make a look disastrous when it doesn't have to. And even like Taraji B. Henson. So Taraji was actually dressed by Jonathan Simkai. She looked nice, but it just wasn't the best. And I don't understand what theme it was besides the roses in her hair. And it really brings this other point as I'm looking through all the looks again, I'm like getting the pictures to put it into the video, how much of a difference there is between white celebrity and of color celebrity, and how much is actually available or not available to each side, and how disgustingly different it is. It's very sad to see what is not available to us. Even when it comes to hair and makeup, and how much of a difference it makes once the whole look is completely together. I just feel like there's so many misses every time we see an event like this where we see our Black celebrities just not looking as they should. And it's so frustrating because I'm like, I know there are certain brands that turn their nose up or say they're at capacity or unable to take on certain celebrities onto their roster or at their table, because these designers buy tables at these events. I think it's like 15,000 or more, 50,000 per plate or person or table. I don't know what the math is. It's a lot of money that should be going to other places. But anyway, I just feel that, they pick and choose who they want to style and want to work with or who they want to create for. And it's very apparent like what is happening. Another thing I noticed when I was looking for Little Nas X and Raul, the designer, there are very little pictures of Raul, Little Nas X, and Juelz, is that his name? Joel, Beyonce nephew, I'm sorry, on the internet. Like, it took me a while to find images of them together. If not, like, I would have had to go onto Instagram and screenshot it from there. But I found it really interesting that a Dominican designer such as Luar, it was hard to find images of him at the green carpet. I think I found one on the internet. That's really strange to me. So yeah, I just wanted to chime in and put that in because it seems as though like I forgot certain people, and I feel like I'm forgetting one other person. I just don't like that. And before y'all come for me, because I know like some of y'all watching like, it's not that. It's just certain things are rolling out at certain times. And, I had made all my notes late last night to do the video early this morning. So I definitely wanted to touch back in on these points because as I'm brushing through this edit, I'm noticing some things are very different. There are things that are jumping out at me that I wanted to include as a point of reference for what my thoughts are having, what my thoughts are doing. And I wanted to share that with you guys. But yeah, back to the program. Let's get back into it. It was, but he looked stunning. Him and Luar both look great in their pieces. I thought he looked great. I love the outfit. Kendall was more of like a Sleeping Beauty. It was fine. Like, the dress was beautiful. I think it was Givenchy. The hair could have been up. She looked like she was still sleeping. The dress was beautiful, but I do think someone else could have turned it out even better. But it's appreciated. And then Tiana Taylor, roses. Yes, you know how she love a good old rose, girl. Like, I love it. Didn't love the hair, but like, I'm glad she was there. I really appreciated her dress. Naomi just went to a wedding of her friends, like overseas, and just showed up. And I'm sure this was the look that she was just threw in her bag. Like, not on theme ever. Like, girl, she don't care. She don't care, but she looked good. Mother always looks good. And then Pamela Anderson, you know, she's just happy to be there. It's not that she wasn't on theme. I think she was there. It was giving a little bit of Kentucky Derby. Also, like Sarah Jessica Parker, who was really giving Kentucky Derby. But I felt like she looked sweet. And I really loved her look. And she put a little bit of makeup on for us today. She didn't have to. But I appreciate it. It's cute. Whatever. Okay, Miss Mamas. Now, some of the questions that I did receive on Instagram regarding Met Gala. Who were my favorite stylists of the night? Obviously, La Roche. Because the way he did Mona... the way that he did Zendaya and Mona and gave them equally moments that were just like breathtaking or like, oh my God, that's them. He had everyone on the internet searching for who Mona was. And she's well known, but like a lot of us didn't know her. Like, it took a couple hours for people like, oh my God, I found her, right? So La Roche was my favorite of the night. People also ask me, what do I think about the relationships between their stylist and the celebrity? And I honestly, what's his name? His name is Colin Carter, is Cardi B's stylist. They did a recent shoot for The Hollywood Reporter together as the subjects of the photo shoot. They looked amazing. They have such a fluid marriage of creativity and trust that I respect so much. And again, La Roche, how he approaches his how he styles Zendaya and every type of thought that he puts into it, I think it's amazing. And then also, what's her name? Lizzo's stylist, Matthew Reisman. I think he does a really good job most of the time. Most of the time, I think he does a great job with Lizzo. And I think their dynamic is really amazing. And I love the fact, because she's plus size, and I feel like he shows like it is possible. Like, you can bust it down for plus size. We're going to figure it out. We're going to make it work. And it always does for the most part. I just don't understand this dress that they had. But anyway, I'm very annoyed with Serena's stylist. And I feel like she could style herself down. Like, she looks good in all the things that she puts on herself. But there's something that truly goes awry when it comes time to style Serena for stuff like this. I just don't understand it. And it makes me upset because Serena deserves to turn out the looks. She deserves it. So I don't love that dynamic. Queen Latifah's hair. Y'all are funny. So people were very upset with her hair. I felt like she really couldn't make up her mind. She gave the best of both worlds. She said, I kind of want to straight, but I want to show, like, braid it up. Set it off. Honestly, at this point, Queen can do whatever she wants to do. I didn't really have a thought for it. I liked the straight side, and then when I saw the braids, I was like, that's cool. So it's like, whatever direction she's giving me, I'm going to like whatever side she's giving. I know y'all are mad about that. Like, y'all said, what about Queen Latifah's hair? She did what she wanted to do, y'all. I don't know. I feel like she just wanted the best of both worlds for herself. The interpretation of the theme, I stated that at the beginning. I just felt like very natural elements, very whimsical, fairy tale forest, even the dark side of things, fire, the ice, all the things. I felt like this was not that hard of a dress code to mess up. It's florals for spring, and it shouldn't have been that hard, even though it kind of was a little tough for some people. Also want to throw in Lana Del Rey for Alexander McQueen under the new director. A lot of people were like, what shoe was she wearing? She's wearing one of the hoof boots that was in the runway show. She was a tree of some sort. I appreciated her look. She's under my appreciated list. I forgot to mention that. But I do think that a lot of people interpreted the theme very well this year. It was very hard for them to mess it up. Some of them did. But, you know, I do think this was one of the better Met Gala shows that we've seen in a long time. I felt like we were less pissed off about the looks than normal. So that tells me, for the most part, they figured it out. They understood it this year. People ask me about Kim Kardashian and her cardigan. So again, I just want to reiterate, this was very much inspired by the iconic Margiela and John Galliano show that we saw earlier this year, where Pat McGrath did the makeup that went viral. And there was no waist visible at all on the runway. There was a mix of old and new and very porcelain doll and a brothel inspired type of look. And the look embodied, her look embodied the same exact juxtaposition. And I think some folks either forgot or they just didn't see the show, and that's why they don't understand this. I think John Galliano's custom look for her was pulled from it for sure. I loved it from head to toe. And that's just what I think. I liked her little, someone said it looked like an H&M cardigan. It looked like, I wanted to take my little cardigan from J. Crew and wrap it up like that wherever I go. I thought it was very cute. I want the outfit. Mine is, like, I would want some of my waist to be there. I want to breathe, bitch. I want to breathe. Cardi understood the assignment. I love the black rose rising from the concrete. Enough said. They said there was a lot of glam, and there was, what did I think about the glam versus fashion? I thought that there weren't a lot of misses in the glam. Like, some people looked a little overwhelmed and tired. Like Lizzo's makeup, I didn't feel was that good. Kerry Washington's hair and makeup, like, it was okay. Like, that wig was just not that great. There was someone sweating bullets on a thing. I think he was dressed in Loewe or Tom Brown. He was sweating bullets, but he looked a hot ass mess. But I think the glam was definitely there. We have people like Emrata or Emily. J-Lo's glam was gorgeous. But people that really brought the fashion was on my top 10 list. So I felt like there was a good mix of both. And that's good to see, because sometimes there's a lot of clash between the fashion and the glam and a lot of misses. I was sad to not see, obviously, Beyonce not going to be there, but like, I kind of wanted to see. Someone did do a rendition, like an AI rendition of her being Blackbird, which I thought was really cool to see. Katy Perry also did a AI look. Even though she was not in attendance, I was sad that Rihanna was not feeling well. I really want to see her look. I wonder if she had a look set up already. And then Blake Lively actually was, I thought Blake Lively was going to pull up. I thought she would have did a really gorgeous look as well. But overall, I was not disappointed with this Met Gala green runway this year. It was a theme that was very hard to miss. Garden of Time, like, and I think someone actually wore like a timepiece all over their body. What's that girl's name? This model, she had this like molded piece on her. It was a mold of her own chest and breast. What's her name? Oh my God, she's a plus size supermodel. Oh my God, why is her name escaping me? But she looks stunning. Aora of Brother Valley's also looked really gorgeous. I don't know who she wore, but I loved her dress too. But I just felt like the elements were there. The florals, the natural elements, a lot of thought-provoking things, the iciness of some of the dresses. Elle Fanning, she looks stunning. But yeah, thank goodness people didn't butcher it to death like they have done in the past. And we weren't pissed off, like I said. So I loved it. What were some of your favorite looks? Just tell me your favorite looks and let's kiki about that, because I do think there were a lot of good looks to choose from. But the top one for me was Mona Patel. And I'm glad to get to be introduced to her this year. So that was exciting to see. Love that dress. Oh my God. Anyway, cookies, thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.